What's up and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, #1 gambling podcast. What's up, guys? Since some of you guys waiting in the chat, Justin, Corey, Ryan, Darius. Appreciate you guys. Also live on Twitter today. So if you're watching on Twitter, you're coming by it for the first time. I am live Monday through Friday, 11:30, every single day. Well, every weekday. Come and check it out. If you are watching the show on Twitter, come on over to YouTube at Lunchtime in the Lab. YouTube.com/at Lunchtime in the Lab. Get you going. What's up, Trent? Chuck, I seen that too. Yeah, I had it playing, wasn't paying attention. Yep, there's always music on it. DraftKings early up promo is back for just the early game. So I seen that kind of late. So we'll get into it here. Need to try to make this one a little quicker because we got a lot of early games. Shoot, man, there's a play even that I was thinking about for the Discord that starts in like 40 minutes. Okay, anyway, let's let me go ahead and get up here and share the screen here as we do. What's up, Wancho, right? I think I'm saying that right. Share screen. Okay. First off, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that'll work for the early up promo. They all have to be, matinee games, theoretically. So there's 7 games in the, considered to be day baseball. And then we have ourselves, quite a few after that as well. There are a lot of games on today. So hard to, just hard to not have a lot of units out. Got to make sure we're careful though. What was I going to say? A lot of the games I'm interested in, just to kind of go through these just kind of quickly, I guess, again, is as I usually do just in the beginning. Mariners and Rays, I think I'll have a play on that. Pirates and Reds, got honestly like every single game, whether or not it's on the podcast or whether or not it's going to be in the Discord, but I have action on Mariners, action on the Reds, action on the Phillies, Braves, Astros. Well, probably not anymore. This Rockies Astros, Mariners, Royals, Rangers, Brewers. Not interested in the Athletics and the Angels. I mean, there's just teams I don't want to bet on. Nationals, Padres. I mean, sure, I think the Padres probably win that game, especially with Dylan Cease on the mound, -190 money line. It's really kind of unplayable though. Unless you went after like a Padres hitter and the the money line or something like that, which is something that I did that the other day. Who knows though? I mean, I got some early game action and maybe if they're looking good, I can run back another, quote unquote safe parlay type thing. Guardians, Orioles, we had the over, what was it, 9 or 8.5 or whatever. I mean, I hit in the 4th inning. I mean, that was a slam dunk cash wrestling podcast yesterday after going 2-1. Jays and Red Sox. I'm pretty interested in Cutter Crawford here. His strikeouts, Rodriguez, I can't think of it. It's kind of got a weird first name. Was kind of thinking like a Crawford, like little builder, like him to get like 4 strikeouts and a money line, comes out to nearly even money. Yankees, Mets, I'm thinking over on it. Luis Gil, kind of got shaken up. Mets been hitting the ball just really, really well. Mets been hitting the ball really well. And Mania, gets dinged up. Both these teams hitting a lot of home runs in the last 30 days. So I feel like this is probably a good over, although we do have some weather concerns here. And then honestly, I'm not really interested in a lot of the other stuff. Speaking of weather, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt a little bit, because when you look at like Philly and Detroit, but then if you click on like the actual game today, it's saying there's gonna be rain at 2:00, but it looks like it moved. yeah, 15%, but it's not a lot of rain. Like it's not like a high chance of rain or anything like that. So hopefully, we don't run into any rain issues there. And then if you look at like the Mets game, what's another one? Actually, the Pirates and the Reds, because I want to go out. I want to target Graham Ashcraft. But it's saying rain, which the game starts, I think, at 1. I mean, we're at like a 16 to 20% chance, but then it kind of comes back in here at, why is this moving so much? 5 o'clock, it's got a heavier chance of rain. 4 o'clock, so hopefully they can get more of the game in, and because I'm really only worrying about the first 5 probably in that game, so but it's important to make sure we're paying attention to running to weather and stuff there too. um yeah, Trent, the 4+ and stocks money line, yeah, it's probably a good look. Depends on how the day is going to go for me though. I wouldn't say like nervous today, but you certainly got to be a little careful not to, put all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. So money line parlay wise, somebody asked up here. Oh, there you go, Braxton. You got to think Phillies. Turnbull, Turn Turnbull. You used to pitch for the Tigers, threw no hitter for the Tigers. He was a really good starter for them. Moved him to the bullpen. He hasn't done a lot. He's probably only going to go like 3 innings or something like that. 4 innings. It'd be great if he, is a full starter type thing. But before the game yesterday, the Phillies had won like quite a few, like 8 out of in the last 10, 8-2, 9-1, something like that. I think it's a nice little spot for the Phillies offense to kind of bounce back. I mean, Skubal's a great pitcher. Tigers bullpen, I mean, if we're talking like a bullpen type game. I mean, the Tigers, this is worst to least. Tigers are top, I don't know, roughly 10, 12, something like that. The Phillies were struggling, but Phillies have got like, the 5th best, ERA in terms of a bullpen game. If we're looking at doing that, Detroit, they're holding off on, they're limiting home runs for sure. But the Phillies are just a better team. And it's crazy, like yesterday, I ran somebody and the Royals lost, and killed it for us. It's just gonna happen. It's baseball. I was, pretty well on fire. We had that, weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I went on a 16-0 run. And then, I like reverse swept the weekend, and then I went on another pretty good run. That's just what baseball is, just like similar to basketball. It's a game of runs kind of thing. Um, certainly MLB has been a little tough here recently, and it's probably going to get tougher as it's going to be like the only sport available. But Phillies money line and Royals money line just seems like it's got to be. Lugo pitched a great outing. He went 6 full innings. Bullpen comes in, gives up 2 runs, and Royals just couldn't do anything. You don't expect to see that too often. You don't expect to see it too often where the Royals aren't putting up runs, especially at home. So, Phillies definitely a better hitting team. So Phillies money line, Royals money line would probably be where I would lean for like that safe play. Two pretty good spots. Yeah, Chuck definitely with the bounce back. Unofficial, obviously. I mean, maybe something in Discord. Like I said, I need to try to get this one, fairly wrapped up here, kind of quickly this show today. Honestly, I might end up dropping a play while we're on the podcast, and you guys will know, what, an official Discord play or whatever. For those of you that are coming from the Discord, as a reminder, I say it pretty often, official Discord plays are going to be, listed in the Discord. If you're interested in the Discord, link at the bottom in the description on YouTube. If you're watching it on Twitter, at the top. Got a 20% off on the month, all caps. I think cash is the code. If you guys are interested in sign up, if you try to sign up, it doesn't work, just DM me on Twitter at LiveJoeBets. And I can show you, kind of direct you or double check it or whatever. At LiveJoeBets is my Twitter there. But let's go ahead and get into it here, guys. Trent, you said something that I wanted to Cutter Crawford over 17 and a half outs. I actually do really like that. Minus 155 is the juice on it. So with it being like a later game, I mean, I got time to mess with it, but I had the same thought. I did really like Cutter Crawford's outs, because if you look at him, that's funny. I actually have that pulled up. I have Cutter Crawford pulled up here still on Outlier. Um, if you look at his outs, he's been consistent. But he's been getting killed recently. But he's been going against Cincinnati, who's been hitting the ball better. Yankees, Phillies, Braves, Baltimore, Milwaukee. He's gone through it. He's gone through the gauntlet, so to speak, against some pretty good offenses. So against the Blue Jays here, I think that he probably bounces back, but it is juice to hell, like minus 155, and it'll possibly get worse. I don't know what it is on, and unfortunately, you can't same game parlay those. Minus 146, so I mean, like semi playable, but that's something to maybe mess with later. But at the same time, I even like just his strikeouts too, though. But I mean, you could even do like a Cutter Crawford over his outs and then take like Fetty to not get a win, with the assumption, that the Dodgers beat the White Sox, with the White Sox being who they are. They've been showing some fight, obviously, but I mean, the Dodgers are still, miles better than the White Sox. So that's a possibility for something later. Maybe Cutter Crawford over 17 and a half outs and use like, Fetty to not get a win as like a juice reducer. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and talk about Ryan Pepiot here real quick. As this would be this game starts in 30 minutes. Like I said today. Oh, well, I guess quickly too, we talked about what I would think probably for the 2-leg money line. I think probably Phillies and Royals for the bounce back. Early up promo, I almost wanted to say Pirates, but I don't know how much I trust Luis Ortiz, to be honest. I feel Braves is probably a pretty good look, but if I'm gonna run Kyle Gibson here on his earned runs, I would essentially be doubling up against the Braves. And I even said, I think recently, I was never gonna bet on the Braves, and then here I am again. I think Rangers is probably the best bet here, minus 125. Got to do probably some more research on it. Waiting for the Brewers starting pitcher. More than likely, it's going to be Dallas. He was just picked up like last night, I think. So I think Dallas is going to be pitching today. He certainly had his struggles. He's pitched, okay in AAA, but I mean, that doesn't say a whole lot, obviously. I think the Rangers are going to be able to jump on him, and Nathan Eovaldi is a pretty good, contact type pitcher, ground ball, pop fly kind of guy. Brewers offense, I love to back the Brewers, but I feel like the Rangers early up is probably a good look, especially being at home or being the away team. They always have that one extra offensive at bat or whatever over them. So that's probably where I would lean with it, but I want to see for sure who's starting from the Brewers. If Colin Ray is starting, I would probably like to take his over outs. I like to take Colin Ray at home over outs, but I think he got moved until tomorrow. So anyway, let's look at Ryan here real fast. And I feel like I've started to say this like a couple times already today, but I mean, everything I like is early. Everything I like is before 4:00. Like I said, I mean, I feel the Padres probably win here. I like an over in this game, and I like Cutter in a sense here. So there's some other stuff, but I'm heavy early on today. Um, you'll see, if you're in the Discord, you won't ever see me drop plays for the morning and in the afternoon. Like if my reads are shit and I'm down a unit or two or three, in the early days, I'm not going to keep rolling, and then risk going even worse, on the reverse side, you could say like, well, you got to get it back. But, at the same time, sometimes sometimes you just can't win. There's times where you just absolutely can't win. And that happens to the best of us. That's for damn sure. Okay. I'm pretty sure I quote unquote banned this guy as well. He had been great, and then he was pitching really well against the Braves. We had this conversation last week. He was pitching really well against the Braves and just fell apart. Walked a bunch of guys, couldn't get an out. Same thing happened against Pittsburgh. He was going along and like just gave up hit after hit, and I think he walked. Yeah, he walked like three guys in one inning. Gave up a bunch of hits, and they had no choice but to yank him. They had no choice. If you look, Pittsburgh, I mean, hitting the ball well. Brian Reynolds is on like a 22 game hit streak, something like that. Pittsburgh's been hitting the ball well. The Braves, we know, can certainly be a halfway decent hitting team. But there's some pretty good things for us going here. At home, he's over this in 2 straight games. He was over this in 5 of 8, 63% hit rate at home. Pretty good there. If we look over here, against the starting lineup for today, you can see that just one guy has faced him. So 8 of the 9 guys has never seen his release, anything like that. So it's certainly going to give him an advantage there, as they have not seen him before. 15 and a half outs, guys, is so low. I don't know what the line was when we were on him, on any of these others, if it was at 17 and a half, whatever. We just need him to get 1 out in the 6th inning. I think we're probably getting a pretty good discount because he's kind of had these blow up type games, but these have both been away games. We'll see what he's going to do back at home here, against, a Mariners team that is definitely not a very good hitting team. Most importantly, I already cheated. I got it pulled up here. I have it sorted to day games. The Mariners have the lowest batting average in the league in day games. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they're on the West Coast and they're used to, playing at night, and they're having to come on over here. What is Florida considered the East Coast? Maybe. Pretty sure they're Eastern time zone though. But anyway, though, yeah, is Florida East Coast? I don't think so, right? Is that more like, or do you call it the South? But that's not really what we're getting in. I guess you call it the South, huh? Anyway, the Mariners don't hit as well at home. I'm sorry, away. Fuck. During the day is what I'm trying to say. You guys got me thinking about this East Coast thing. They've got the worst batting average on the year so far. During day games, away games, they have the 5th lowest batting average. He's a right-handed pitcher. I know they really struggle against lefties. Let's hit it here just to see. They're the worst hitting team against lefties, versus righties. They're the 4th worst. I mean, like, I don't know how many things we need to, how many things you guys want to go on with, the game starts in 30 minutes. Like I said, it's a day game. They struggle. He's back at home. I think it's a good look. These lines, guys, are just moving like crazy right now. It's pretty insane. Of course, one of the bigger Twitter accounts posted this. After I had it up, this was minus 110. It's gone all the way down to minus 135. But if we come over to FanDuel, I think it's a better line here. We'll play it on FanDuel. Pitcher props. Yeah, minus 120. So feel pretty good about it, to be honest. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna lock it up and put it in the Discord here actually real quick. So give me just a second, because this show is not going to be over before this game starts. So minus 120 would be 1.2 units. Pardon. See this hat? Got this hat for Father's Day. Kind of cool, right? Shout out to my wife. Sometimes she watches, but I doubt she is today. All right, almost done. And then we'll talk about the other 2 plays that I got. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, I mean, I always try to answer some of those. And if I don't have an answer, I tell you, Ryan Pepio, Pepiot, whatever. The Rays pitcher over 15 and a half outs is what we're doing right now. That's the first. That's the first podcast play, and I'm gonna go ahead and just make it a Discord play too, since it starts soon. I'm getting it posted out right now. Okay. Okay. Apologies, I'm back. Here we go. Oh yeah. So first official play then is going to be I think I'm saying his last name right, Pepiot. We're gonna play it on FanDuel though, minus 120. Game starts in like 20 minutes. Then everything else has got an hour, so I don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, next play. Next play. Let me show my screen. I'm here circling stuff. You can't even see it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the Pirates here. This is frustrating. This morning, I almost gave this play out, but I like to see lineups first. So I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. It was over 1.5. Juice though pretty heavily. That's why I had Ryan Feltner pulled up here minus 425. It was actually minus 390 earlier. Would have come out to plus 100. However, the line moved up to 2.5 on us for good reason, I think. So I'm not gonna let that. I'm not going to let that scare me off or anything. I'm going to go ahead and ride the first 5 team total here over 2.5. Fanatics has this bet too. FanDuel does not. So DraftKings or Fanatics say it 1,000 times. It's important to have multiple books. I kind of like laughed to myself yesterday. I had a bet on like 4 or 5 different books in the Discord. Just because it's better lines. You know, there was one where on that over, it didn't matter, but a book had it at 9 instead of 9.5. So perfect. Sometimes you get a minus 115 instead of a minus 125. Why not play the minus 115, you know? But the second play though is going to be the Pirates first 5 team total. And this is a little bit of a gut type play. Let me see. Is that how you spell it? Graham Ash. All right. So old boy here. Oh, okay, here we go. He's pitched. Graham Ashcraft has pitched 12 times this year. I keep hitting my hat on my mic. Apologize. So you can see the last time he pitched was June 5th. He got sent back down to AAA. Honestly, I'm not positive how he's been doing in AAA. Let's go ahead and let's just look real fast. Let's see. Normally, like, I think Baseball Reference shows it. Game logs 2024. Shoot, man. College, amateur, minor league. Here we go. I bet this is what we want. Dude, no way. It sounds like my son's up already. It looks like he went. He pitched twice. He 1-1, giving up 4 runs. So I mean, pretty average, I guess, in AAA. So I mean, nothing crazy. But Anyway, he's pulled back up. Yeah, just a second, Jared. He's pulled back up. Well, Jared, in the Discord, the play that I just dropped is the play from the podcast. Looking at his runs in this column here, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 4. At the 1.5 that I had, he would have been over this in every start but against the Rangers. Um, Over 3.5, he's over this now in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight starts. In 6 straight starts, Graham Ashcraft has given up 3 or more runs. This is, Kyle Hendricks, Patrick Corbin, uh, who else? Adrian Hauser type, fade. When he's pitching, like you just fade him. I absolutely wish we had the 1.5. The 2.5 at plus money. The Pirates are the Pirates are the Pirates. Pirates hitting the ball better. Not fantastic, but I feel like we are gonna be okay. Pirates hitting the ball well. It's also at the Red Stadium, which is small, notorious for giving up runs. Like I said, the only fear is it would probably be if there's like a rain delay, in the third inning or something, he gets, pulled out and doesn't come back in or something like that. When Kyle Hendricks was starting every game, we we were on him, and then he had got hurt or whatever. He came back, he faced the Pirates, and we backed the Pirates against Kyle Hendricks, and the Pirates did not get it done. They had plenty of opportunities, though. Pirates are hitting the ball well. Brian Reynolds hitting the ball well. O'Neill Cruz is hitting the ball. I think that we have a good shot here. Let me see something here. If he's on here. Yeah. McCutchen, bats 286, 946 OPS. Reynolds has hit him not well, but he does have a home run against them. O'Neill Cruz, he has got a hit on him. Is 1-6. It looks like Rowdy Tellez, is got 3 hits on him, 9 at bats, 2 RBIs. Connor Joe bats 800 against them. Brian Hayes, though, has not been able to get a hit. Jack Sawinski, don't know that guy's first name. Delay. Gonzalez hasn't faced him. So we have a pretty decent matchup in terms of like guys that, he's faced before. And then, just against righties, in the top 4, these guys, hit righties pretty well. Brian Reynolds, we're talking about him being on that nice streak. Jack Sawinski has not been hitting the ball well, but I mean, last year, Jack Sawinski was a beast. Connor Joe, they've got honestly a fairly deep lineup, to be completely honest. They just don't produce runner in scoring position, issues, everything like that. Graham's been, walking plenty of guys here too. So I certainly wish this was a better team that, we were gonna back here over the Pirates. But look, like I said, in his last 6 starts, he's given up at least 3 runs in every single one of them. Pirates hit the ball well yesterday. I think they put up 3 runs in the first inning yesterday themselves. I don't know if the wind's blowing out or not. But you have this small ballpark, which is notorious, for, being a good home run type environment. Wind blowing across the field, maybe left field a little bit. So some of their righties. So anyhow, that's going to be our second play. Feel good about it. Something I just, you don't love, like, I guess you see the plus money and you're like, ooh, that's scary. But those bets hit, so first play is going to be over 15.5 on Ryan Pepiot outs. And those a better number. Second play, DraftKings has it. Fanatics has it as well. over 2.5. Fanatics book, guys, isn't bad. Like I said, you get, I used this some yesterday. I racked up like $15 in bonus cash and, to put towards a hat or something like that. Their boosts are goofy. Like if they have soccer boost right now, a 20% soccer boost, you can put it on MLB. You can put it on whatever you want. I don't know if they're going to change it. They have not changed it. It's been this way for months. So they have a 20% soccer boost that, depending on how the day goes, I might very well come in here and bet on this Yankees and Mets. I could pull it down to 7.5, take that, it's probably minus 150, put that 20% boost on it. I can get it for like minus 120, something like that. Get it for a run under, so you can kind of play it smart that way. I did it with the 2-leg money line yesterday, just kind of add some extra profit to it. But I'll probably find a way to use that today. Third play before we talk home runs here real quick. Well, and before we talk it, as usual, like the video for me, please. I don't know how many people are in here right now. 17, it looks like. A lot of people, 830 plus people have seen it on Twitter. So if you're watching on Twitter at this very moment, go over to YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, as I am live on YouTube every weekday, Monday through Friday. I am not live every day on Twitter. Sometimes, in most Mondays, sometimes Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitter. Sometimes I'm just going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I mean, I don't know. But if you like the show, you like what you see, come on over to YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then make sure you hit that like button for me too. Help me get in that algorithm and whatnot. Okay. Lastly, Kyle Gibson. If you watched yesterday's show, I thought very strongly about taking Kyle Gibson over his outs. Just a second. Pulling up the camera. I'm pretty sure I don't think you call him a newborn anymore because he's like, I think it's 9 months now. But I think his ass is awake already. Yeah, he's awake. Like, dude literally took an 1.5-hour nap. What's up, dude? Hey, slow down. Use your words. What? The robot T-Rex?
Master.
Yeah.
Let's stop him.
Go stop him. Go get him.
Okay, Daddy, go.
I'm almost done, and then we'll make lunch. Okay, go. Okay. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. So for some reason, they actually don't have Kyle Gibson's outs up. Shoot. This is kind of a waste now. Anyway, though, his outs yesterday was set to over 17.5, and like I went back and forth, and I was like, guys, I love this. I love to back Kyle Gibson. He's always over 17.5 outs. It looks great. He's always over this. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But then you look at the matchups against Kyle Gibson. Albies bats 500. Matt Olson has killed Kyle Gibson. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, bats 417. Austin Riley bats 300. Murphy 200. Laureano 500. Ozuna, faced him 5 times, as I have a hit on him. But that scared me. That threw me off. I didn't want to back it because the current Braves have hit Kyle Gibson really well. So even though I felt that it was going to be a good play, I decided not to run it because my gut was telling me that it probably wasn't a very good idea. So that being said, I think that a lot of the times when I do this, like in NBA or NFL, whatever, there's times I'm trying to find over. And there's times you're looking at, Anthony Edwards, and it's like, man, his point total, that's way too high. He's not going to get that. But I don't take the under. I don't take the under in that spot. I move on and I say I don't like that, but I don't take the under. So this is one of those situations where I am going to kind of go against the grain, and I am going to listen to my gut, and that I'm afraid of his over outs because the Braves have hit him in the past. I'm listening to myself and thinking that means he's going to go over 2.5. But I know, buddy. Just give me like 5 more minutes. You just need to like cock it. This one's broken. Here, bud, go. I'm almost done. So kind of going against the grain kind of thing, but so thinking that he's let me see. The first 5 you could take the first 5 team total for the Braves, but I'm already saying that I think he's going to go, 6 innings into the 6th inning. What how many times have I taken a first 5 team total and like the team goes off in the 6th inning or something like that? Hopefully that doesn't happen with the Braves today. But with Kyle Gibson, we know that he's going to get up into likely to pitch into the 6th inning. So we're going to have 6 full innings, likely the 3rd time around facing the top of the lineup for him to give up some runs. So there's 1,000%. There's a big fear that this is earned runs. So what if there's an error, right? And then those don't count as runs. So there's multiple ways to play it. If we played first 5 team total, all runs are going to count. But if we're playing as earned runs, errors won't count. However, if he pitches into the 6th inning and he gets in trouble, he puts a guy on, 2nd and 3rd with 1 out and they yank him, and then somebody comes up and hits those guys in, those earned runs will be accredited to Kyle Gibson. That's how it works. The pitcher that comes in does not get, doesn't get those earned runs. So I think this is a smarter bet because it's likely that he's going to pitch into the 6th inning and he is going to give up some runs. He's been solid, but he's a very hittable dude. And I'm just unfortunately backing the Braves again. In baseball, you gotta have amnesia. Like I'm pretty sure I said I was never gonna take this Rays pitcher again, and here I am for the 2nd week in a row. You gotta look. It's your glutton for punishment kind of thing. Misery. What's it? All these different analogies. Misery loves company. Whatever. Like it's you lose a lot of bets in MLB. But you kind of have to keep firing or you just stop betting until football season. But as long as you're winning more often than you're losing, then obviously you're staying afloat and you're building your bankroll up slowly. That's fine. So 3rd play is going to be Kyle Gibson over 2.5 earned runs. I think it's the better look. I would back a first 5 team total if you wanted to do that. But it's over 1.5 at -160, which is, low. And I don't feel like adding that with like a juice reducer kind of thing or anything. I mean, we could have done that and then done that. Who was it? Oh, Feltner to not get a win, but I feel like this line moved. Dang it. Hold on. Let me look at Fanatics real quick. Because Fanatics is really slow to update. I keep hitting my hat on the mic. Fanatics has the first. Oh, I was like, why'd that close? Oh, shit. I keep forgetting you guys can't see some of my stuff. Fanatics has the first 5 over 2.5. Damn, guys. I really wanted like this Valentine Belozo, whatever, dude, for like to not get a win. They don't offer it. And then hers, just trying to see if they don't offer it there either. So that's why I went with what's Fetty? I don't want to wait that long, to be honest. I mean, I was pretty prepared to run this. I was pretty prepared to run this with the Pirates, and I had to kind of settle for the over 2.5 because the line moved. And now the Braves line moved the other direction. Maybe this is the way to go. And then we're gonna ride Ryan Feltner going against the Astros, who are actually fantastic during the day. We talked about the Mariners being a pretty bad day team. The Astros are a pretty great day team. Astros are pretty good at home. Ryan Feltner has one win out of like a dozen plus starts. 14, if I'm not mistaken. He's 1-4 and 8 starts at home or something, or away. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into a guy to not get a win. I like this play actually a lot, guys. I like this play a lot for our third play. That's what we're gonna do. So to recap, since we kind of, well, I'll just put it back up here so it's maybe makes more sense. I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it a little bit in the Discord yesterday. I normally stick to my my outs props. I was doing a lot of full game totals, first 5 totals, sometimes money lines. It just really just kind of depends on the day. You have to be kind of versatile in baseball. But our first play is already going. Our second play is going to be the Pirates' first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 114. And then our third play is going to be the Braves' first 5 team total over 2. We need just 2 runs in the first 5 innings from the Atlanta Braves. If that doesn't happen, I'm sure I'll bet them again, but I'm going to be very frustrated. And then Ryan Feltner to not get a win, that's plus 100. Those are going to be our 3 official plays. Home run wise, I'm going to go ahead and just read it off or whatever. I have it here, and I decided to actually take Spencer Steer out. FanDuel has a 30% boost right now, so I think running a 2-leg with the boost gives us some pretty good odds. It's going to put us in like a plus 3,000. Yordan Alvarez has been hitting the ball, is certainly due to hit a home run. Nick Castellanos is just a read that I have that I just feel like the guy's due to hit a home run as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just boost it and run the 2-leg instead of messing with a third leg or trying to come up with a third leg or anything like that. So we're going to run Nick Castellanos and Yordan Alvarez. Depending on what you want to do with that 30%, I'm going to use it and boost it. It's going to get you like the plus 3,000 something, maybe close to plus 4,000 for just a 2-leg. I feel like is a pretty good little advantage for us today. Like I said, today's a little shorter, but do you guys have any questions or on any plays you're looking at, particular games or anything like that before I get out of here? If not, I'll pause for a second to make sure you guys don't have anything. And then, like I said, my son woke up from his nap pretty early. I sent this to my wife. I want an electric scooter. Why? Just because. Do I need it? No, absolutely not. But this thing says it. Oh, I don't have it. It's a picture, but it's on TikTok Shop for $180 instead of $300. But I don't know if it's good or anything. But I just want a scooter to just scoot around, and then I feel like I could have my son staying in front of me, and we could like scoot around like the neighborhood or something. And I feel like he'd have fun with that, to be honest. But then I worry that if I get it and it's only $180 because it's on sale or whatever, that it like sucks. Because I'm also heavy. But all right. I don't see any comments about baseball. So I am going to I'm gonna get out of here, go get the kid a bottle, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far and you have not subscribed or liked the video, or you were watching on Twitter and you made it all the way to the end, come on over to YouTube at youtube.com/@symbol lunchtime in the lab, or just search lunchtime in the lab and you'll find me. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys back tomorrow.